What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video from the 10-7 MMA channel. Today's video is about a story that you most likely missed. This actually happened the same weekend as UFC International Fight Week fight where Ilia Topuria stole the show, and we had a number of other amazing fights on that card. So you remember that weekend, the day after I went to Tuff-N-Uff 145, and the big story out of Tuff-N-Uff 145 was that one fighter, I believe his name is Luis Hernandez. He got in there, he beat somebody from Extreme Couture, and Sean Strickland and Chris Curtis stormed the cage, and it broke everywhere. We even made a video about it, and that was the big story. But something else happened during that event that was absolutely incredible, and I've been waiting for the time to make a story about what happened. Finally, we're doing it now, and I just wanted to put this on everybody's radar. It was absolutely incredible. So this was actually the main event for Tuff-N-Uff 145. It was Diego Brandao versus Kanan Kawahi. I believe I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. Kanan Kawahi. And it was a very interesting matchup. I want to show a little clip of this highlight reel from the Tuff-N-Uff YouTube channel. But let me just set the stage. Diego Brandao, the guy on the right here, he is a veteran of the game. He's 38 years old. Well, I'm going to show his record in a little bit, but he's actually fought in the UFC, and you're going to be blown away when I show you who he fought way back in the day. But this guy is an OG. He is a veteran. He's had like 59 fights or something like that. Insane. And he's the current Tuff-N-Uff champion. I can't remember the weight class. I'll double check in a second when we go through his record, but he's the current champion. But 38, he's got a lot of miles on him, and he was coming in to fight this guy named Kanan Kawahi. He's only 27. Now, the odds in this fight were minus 1,400 for Kanan, but they had a battle. I'm going to show you this clip right here, and you can see a couple of the highlights. Check it out. I'm going to actually mute it just so you can see. But I mean, it was an amazing back and forth brawl. There were times where I thought Kanan was gonna get the job done for sure, and everybody was counting Diego out. But Diego was so tough. He was throwing. Look at these strikes he was throwing. Amazing strikes. Just would not quit. Was sort of like an unstoppable force, just unrelenting. And at the end of this crazy brawl, okay, he wins. He wins, and it was incredible. You see how emotional he got. But this highlight reel only tells a small part of the story. All right, so we're going to get into exactly what happened, what a beautiful moment ensued, and how incredible it was. And if you're a true fight fan, you just got to see what happened at the end of the fight. But before we jump into that, let's take a look at who Diego Brandao is. So once again, remember, this guy was a massive underdog coming in with 31 wins and 22 losses. I mean, did I say 59? I think I had that wrong. So 53 fights at this point, professional fights. Absolutely incredible. But look at this guy. He has been around, and you are going to be shocked. This guy, Supreme Warrior champ, he fought all these different things, King of Combat, Ultimate Warrior champion, challenge, whatever. And then look at this. He was on the Ultimate Fighter back in the day. So he was, I guess, in the Bisping versus Mayhem Miller episode or whatever, that time frame. And then he got into the UFC. Okay, so he fought Darren Elkins, Joey Gambino. I don't know any of these names, but he fought these different guys, right? And then look who he fought. This dude has fought Dustin Poirier back in the day. I didn't know this. Danny Pineda, Dustin Poirier, and Conor McGregor. Now, he lost to both of those guys. I guess he got knocked out in both fights in the first round. But what an OG, what a legend of the game. So I had no idea that this guy had fought such big legends in the UFC. I mean, he had a bunch of fights in the UFC. Then he fought Brian Ortega, and then eventually, whatever, I guess he must have gotten cut after that. But he continued fighting. So he was only 20-11. That was his last fight. And then look at how many fights he's had since. He does not give up. He's fighting for all these other organizations, Ryzen, ACA. I don't know what ACA is. But I mean, dude, this guy, since he got cut for the UFC, he has stayed busy. Coming up to now Tuff-N-Uff. He's won his last two fights in Tuff-N-Uff. Look at that. KO with spinning wheel kick. This guy's a dynamic striker. And then we have this victory. Oh yeah, it was round 4. I forgot. It was a TKO. I was remembering it was a decision, but no, yeah, that's right. He got the TKO in this fight. And now he improves his record to, I guess, 31-22. So crazy. So this guy has been around. Now we're going to get into what actually happened. Okay, so let's watch. There's two clips in particular that I want to show you guys. This is the first. So after the fight, this guy was so emotional and he wanted to win so badly. And so many people were counting him out. And I was counting him out too without even knowing anything about him and without really knowing much about his opposition. I was just looking at the matchup, the age difference, and their records. And I've seen this type of thing. I felt like they were setting the stage for this younger guy to become champion and reigning champion and take over that weight class. So I was expecting that, but man, this guy, he just showed up and showed out. But he was so emotional at the end of the fight. Some guy was talking smack to him in the audience. And then I'm going to show this clip first, and then we're going to go to the crazy clip at the end, the part that is just such a tearjerker moment, such an emotional moment. And it just makes you think, man, it makes you want to shout out to the UFC and have them sign this guy immediately again. So here's the first moment. You can see how emotional he gets. Somebody's talking smack. Check this out.
Diego Brandao walking over to the side of the kid. What? He's upset about something. I'm not exactly sure what it is. What's happening? Is that somebody calling him out?
So we have somebody yelling at him in the audience. I don't know exactly what they're saying or what they're doing, but look, this guy just won the fight. He should be on top of the world, but you can see all of these emotions that are going through him right now. All right, now we're going to get to the most amazing moment of this entire fight. This is his speech after the victory. He's being interviewed by Justin Bernard, legend in Tuff-N-Uff. Check this out. If this doesn't get you emotional, then I don't know what will.
What's going on right now? But we're witnessing something incredible here. You've been doing this for an incredible amount of time. And the pace that you put on here tonight was absolutely incredible. You're a veteran in the game. You've got 2 belts in Tuff-N-Uff. You're fighting the best in your division in Tuff-N-Uff. Talk to us about how you're training for this, because you look absolutely incredible out there.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. Thank you, my opponent. You're very tough. You look in my face. For now, I train super hard. After I left FC, I do DoorDash to survive my family, to help my family. And this is why I'm making me train hard, because I want to change my life again, fight for my family, Brazil. This is hard work is coming for dedication for my daughter, for my mother in Brazil. That's it. I want to go back to FC, Jean-Charles. I want to stop doing DoorDash. I want to fix my life. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I love you, Candace.
Diego, you have Father Time in a chokehold, and you have every reason to celebrate tonight. You look incredible out here tonight, and I believe you made a case for a lot of things right now. Diego, we look forward to you fighting in the cage again, defending your belt for a third time. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner tonight, Diego D.B. Brandao.
There it is. And by the way, the guy who they panned to in the audience, if you didn't know, that was Sean Shelby. He was actually there at the fights, watching the fights, looking for prospects. I actually think they were looking at a couple other fighters, but one of the fighters was his opponent. I mean, that was just incredible. That to me is just such a raw, amazing moment. The guy's crying. He's talking about how he doesn't want to do DoorDash anymore. He's been doing DoorDash to help his family survive, taking all these fights, trying to help his family in Brazil. And he's begging to go back to the UFC. Send this guy back to the UFC. I want to see it. What a story. Just play this in the promo. I guarantee you people will be excited and get behind this guy to beat an up-and-coming killer, 27. The odds were minus 1,400. He pulls it off, and then he gives this amazing speech. What a promo reel. So to me, as a fan, I am saying to the UFC, and this is not me being like, this would be the fair thing to do. This is the right. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is actually an incredible story. And from a business standpoint, I think if you play this speech and you get him some interviews, man, this is such a feel-good story. A return to the UFC after he's fought such legends in the game like Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor. Let's bring this dude back. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments. Did it also hit you like it hit me? Or are you not interested? But I'm interested. I want to see him back in the UFC. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for joining, and we'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.